Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Gunja Bihari Jaya Gopachana Vallabha Jaya Girivanadari Jaya Girivanadari Yasodanandana Pratadana Ranjana Yasodanandana Pratadana Ranjana Munatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Gunja Bihari. Reading Uddhava Gita 1.73. Evam kutumbya santatma dvandvarama patatrivat pushnam kutumbam kripana sanubandho vasidati. One who is too attached to the family life becomes overburdened with the grief and anxiety. Like the beaten, his only hope is to find some tiny pleasure in sexual affairs. While busily engaged in maintaining his family, a materialistic person must suffer greatly along with all his family members. So this is important and very straightforward verse. One should try to see that the spiritual elevation is the goal of the life, not just these material social relationship, was it the family relationship or friendship or anything like that. And we can see that one get easily, especially if there's no proper spiritual practice, one get overly and from wrong way attached to these material relationships. You should understand that these material relationships should serve the spiritual goal, and when that happens, then the relationships would be start to be more on the spiritually directed platform. This doesn't mean that one should give up. That's not the answer. One should give up one's family and all these things, but one should try to understand, try to transcend that. Understand this is not so only about this material sentimentalism and this material relationship, this life. This is for the spiritual elevation. And you can see that his only hope is to find some tiny pleasure in sexual affairs. You can see that this sexual energy is running this world. And that pleasure is very small comparing to that happiness that comes from the spiritual practice. So one shouldn't try to base one's existence on this sex desire. We can see that how strong is it. People are valuing themselves based on that. Are they sexually attractive? You can see people are taking lots of stress about that. How they are looking. That are the looks, are they attractive for the opposite sex? But this is something which is very essential, and it's very unimportant thing from the spiritual practice. It's not about the hating something. It's just try to understand that this kind of happiness is irrelevant. When we start to get the happiness from the spiritual practice, one is gradually getting the higher taste. But same time, one should also actively, before one gets that actual spiritual experience, one should try to control one's senses. So while busily engaged in the maintaining his family materials, a person must suffer greatly along with his family members. So this is the salary what one gets on these kind of material relationships. One may dedicate one life for some materialistic goal, like maintaining the family example without any spiritual direction. And this is not again talk against this kind of like a family is one should be committed. One should take responsibility and be committed. But one should understand that that's not all in all. And one should understand that like these. One should try to gradually transcend this material energy. Because if you take these kind of things as all in all, we can see that they never actually, you cannot really help anyone. You can, and like these end up in the suffering. You get attached, materially attached, then you suffer later. So one should understand this. Is that like this kind of like a relationship based on the body and mind, they doesn't make one happy. It's actually quite opposite. And this is not negativity, this is the reality. But if you take the spiritual practice, and same time take care of our obligations to our families and whatever other relationship one has, then things go nicely. Uddhava Gita Ki Jai.